Whoa, yeah. We must meditate, ladies and gentlemen. Trouble. Ah. Ah. Oh, yeah. Trouble. And I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to shed a tear. But we must meditate. Salute to Miss Red coming in the building. We are now surviving Usher's mother and her selfishness. I just don't understand how all these guilty people want to file lawsuits on victims. I don't get it. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody. Teresa Bullock in the building. Pure Bible. Arctic One. Oh, I see y'all. I see y'all in the building. Prayers, passionate. Miss Bobby, Aaron, D Dot in the motherfucking building. You know what I'm saying? I got my members. Oh my goodness. Glenn Relation. I'm so sorry. 6'7", Pure Bible. My spelling is terrible. Big Oak in the building. Oh, we is in this motherfucker this morning, this afternoon. Guys, this stuff is starting to get real crazy. I don't understand how you have victims, okay, that went through all the trauma and all the sickness and the sadness, and you got parents who dropped their kids off with these sick individuals, and now they want to play like they're being victimized, and now they want to go and file lawsuits. Check out the decorations, guys. Pure Survival. I got to come in and bring the Christmas spirit. You know what I'm talking about? Pure Survival. Y'all got to give it up to the bride of Chucky. You know what I'm saying? The lounge in the building. You know what I'm saying? The decorator to make all of this happen during survival. Usher's mom, I'm so goddamn pointed in this woman. Now you know your son got his cheeks clapped by Diddy Glover. Allegedly. Diddy put your son in the hospital. Pierce her Bible. You complained about this. Now that girl Ali, shout out to Ali. My prayers go out to this girl. She already said that she was a sex slave, and she told about the freak off tunnels. She told about everything. You know what I'm saying? And the girl said that Usher pretty much pimped Justin Bieber out to Diddy Glover. Pure survival. And now you're mad. Your son is still trying to be quiet and act like Diddy did not tickle his rear end. You know what I'm saying? And now you and Diddy Glover's mother is on a rampage coming for the victims. And I'm not going to let you sit there and try to sit there and lie and say, oh, that girl not no victim. She need to keep my son name out of her mouth. Da 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 da. That's very sad and heart-wrenching for you to say that she need to keep her name out of your mouth and put the things that was in her mouth to keep her mouth shut. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm telling you right now, allegedly, I don't know if Usher mom really said this. You know what I mean? And she's threatening to sue this girl and saying these real awful things, but I believe that she did because she's guilty of dropping Usher off. You know what I'm saying? And she's embarrassed that everybody know that Diddy put that boy in the hospital. You know what I'm saying? And all Ali was saying was Usher sat there and gave Justin Bieber to Diddy Glover. We already knew that. You know what I'm saying? Smash that like button, guys. This is horrible. Usher's mom is now threatening to sue this girl, Ali Carter. And if you listen to her story, Ali Carter went through hell and back in Diddy Glover's freak off dungeon and the freak off tunnels and shit like that. She was a party favor. They passed this goddamn girl around like a blunt. Pure survival. And then you got a nerve to get mad threatening to sue this girl because she exposed the horrible, horrific things that she's seen. And she's saying that your son was a victim too. Pure survival. That Usher was a victim, but Diddy Glover turned Usher out. Usher knew he was being victimized, and he knew that, damn, if I pass Justin Bieber off to Diddy Glover, then he'll stop clapping my cheeks as much, and then he could clap Justin Bieber's cheeks. Pure survival. You know what I'm saying? So it's not wrong that this girl is saying what happened. She said that Usher was a victim. She said that Justin Bieber was a victim and she was a victim. And Usher had no other choice but to turn him over, which I think he could have told the police. He could have did so many other things, but then to give Justin Bieber to Diddy. You know what I'm saying? So I agree with the girl. The shit is horrible.
Trust me. Happen. I'm saying I'm just trying to help y'all understand. You stay with me? I'm trying to help you understand. Repeat that. Because I'm not saying this is what happened. If there's a round of kids, it's the trafficker. P. Diddy gets a round of kids. Let's say that round of kids had Justin Bieber in it. There's contracts, okay? There's contracts for codes within that person. So they can take a remote and turn that person off. Britney Spears, when they want to. Lindsay Lohan, when they want to. Amanda Bynes, when they want to, okay? So let's say there's a contract for Justin Bieber. When P. Diddy has a hold of Justin Bieber, he now owns half of those codes. If Usher had the same contract and trafficked Bieber out to P. Diddy, okay, Usher and P. Diddy now have parts of Justin Bieber's contract.
Now, do y'all hear this? All Ali Carter was saying to motherfucking Usher's mother and everybody, Pure Survival, it's a freak off contract. They have a freak off contract with these minors. When they're young kids, they gotta sign a freak off contract. Miss Usher, did you sign a freak off contract to turn your son over to Diddy Glover? Pure survival. So how you mad because this girl has been coming out and exposing all these horrible, horrific things? You know what I'm saying? And your son name came up. And she said pretty much your son is the one who passed Justin Bieber off to Diddy Glover. Everybody knows that. So this means you're gonna have to sue everybody you're gonna have to sue everybody that's talking about it. How do you think that we don't know that Justin Bieber met Diddy Glover through Usher, through your son? Your son said that he would never drop his own kids off at Diddy Glover's camp. But he dropped Justin Bieber off with him, knowing what was going to happen. Pure survival. And like she said, there's a freak off remote control. It's a whole little freak off contract that they signed as kids. And the parents allegedly knew about it too. So you ain't got no room to be talking about trying to sue somebody. Pure survival. You know what I'm saying? This is awful. This is very awful. And she break it down. It's a freak off contract for minors.
There's contracts, okay? There's contracts for codes within that person. So they can take a remote and turn that person off. Britney Spears, when they want to. Lindsay Lohan, when they want to. Amanda Bynes, when they want to. Okay? So let's say there's a contract for Justin Bieber. When P. Diddy has a hold of Justin Bieber, he now owns half of those codes. If Usher had the same contract and trafficked Bieber out to P. Diddy, okay, Usher and P. Diddy now have parts of Justin Bieber's contract.
Now, is she saying something wrong? Somebody smash that like button if she's saying anything. No. If she's saying everything right now, smash that like button. You know what I'm saying? Press 2 if y'all think that she's saying something wrong. I don't hear nothing that she's saying wrong. I think Usher's mom is mad because she gonna end up going to jail when they find out. They're gonna go start locking up the parents too that knew about this. So you knew that you had to sign a freak off contract for your child. You know what I'm saying? And then your child grew up under those circumstances, pure survival. And then he knew that, and then he put Justin Bieber on. You know what I'm saying? And you mad at this poor girl. This girl was a goddamn victim. She was a sex slave. So for you to threaten to sue her and then try to act like Usher is innocent, pure survival, this is the reason why Justin Bieber didn't want to perform with him at the Super Bowl. He said, fuck you and them skates, pure survival. You know what I'm saying? Because Usher's still defending Diddy Glover. That's why he looked guilty to me. Smash that like button. Why is Usher still trying to defend Diddy like nothing happened to him, ma'am? You know what I'm saying? You tell me that.
Okay? Trust me. I'm saying I'm just trying to help y'all understand. You stay with me? I'm trying to help you understand. Repeat that. Because I'm not saying this is what happened.
Repeat it.
If there's a round of kids, it's the trafficker. P. Diddy gets a round of kids. Let's say that round of kids had Justin Bieber in it. There's contracts, okay? There's contracts for codes within that person. So they can take a remote and turn that person off. Britney Spears, when they want to. Lindsay Lohan, when they want to. Amanda Bynes, when they want to, okay? So let's say there's a contract for Justin Bieber. When P. Diddy has a hold of Justin Bieber, he now owns half of those codes. If Usher had the same contract and trafficked Bieber out to P. Diddy, okay, Usher and P. Diddy now have parts of Justin Bieber's contract. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if one goes down, the other side of the code has to go down. If there's a property linked to that person, Kevin Hart, because they had something to do with the trafficking of Bieber, then their property will go down.
Wow, did you just hear that? Kevin Hart, I am sorry, but Ali said that anybody that's a part of that industry, damn near she just said Kevin Hart had something to do with trafficking Justin Bieber too. Pure survival. You know what I mean? Anybody signed to the Illuminati, you can't put nothing past none of them. That's crazy. But you don't hear none of them sitting there talking about trying to sue this girl. But the parents that knew about these contracts. Let's talk about these freak off contracts that these minors had to sign. This is awful. A whole freak off contract that the kids had to sign. Oh my God, y'all gotta get them likes button, smash that like button, because I'm so fucking blown away that they gotta sign a contract and then they pass the minors around. Yo, this shit is horrible. Yes.
Justin Bieber. When P. Diddy has a hold of Justin Bieber, he now owns half of those codes. If Usher had the same contract and trafficked Bieber out to P. Diddy, okay, Usher and P. Diddy now have parts of Justin Bieber's contract. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if one goes down, the other side of the code has to go down. If there's a property linked to that person, Kevin Hart, because they had something to do with the trafficking of Bieber, then their property will go down because there's a code to that property. There's a code to everything. Your social security number is like a code. Okay, but depending on the level of MK Ultra, people have auctions for the codes on that person.
Wow. So they auctioned Justin Bieber's cakes off. This is crazy. Pure survival. So they get the young kids, they make them sign a freak off contract in Diddy Glover's freak off dungeon. And I know Oprah, all of them got something to do with the same stuff. And they got to sign a contract and then they auction off the young kids. So Usher had to auction off Justin Bieber. Yo, that is crazy. And now this woman's sitting there threatening to sue this girl. Like, how is you going to sue her when she's a victim? Like, you don't even got the decency to think about the fact that this girl was a victim and you wasn't even there for Usher when Usher was a kid. You said you didn't even know who Diddy Glover was and you dropped Usher off. I got to hear this contract one more time. Smash that like button. This is crazy.
Of Justin Bieber's contract. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if one goes down, the other side of the code has to go down. If there's a property linked to that person, Kevin Hart, because they had something to do with the trafficking of Bieber, then their property will go down because there's a code to that property. There's a code to everything. Your social security number is like a code. Okay, but depending on the level of MK Ultra, people have options for the codes on that person. So they can use a remote to them, like a TV, and shut them down, turn it up, use somebody else, change it whenever they feel like it.
Wow. So it's a whole freak off remote control. Like I see how she breaking it down. This shit is crazy. So this is how they control them in the industry. They make them like they turn them into like little freak off minor hostages. Then they auction them off. They get one, like how they got Usher, pure survival. Then Usher got Justin Bieber. He had to have him sign the contract. This is crazy. So I don't understand how Usher mom's so outraged, acting like she want to sit there and sue him. And you can see how Usher was grooming motherfucking Justin Bieber in the studio. How he was grooming him at this point. Right here. Grooming. Yo, wow, this is wild. I felt bad for Usher for what happened to him when he was a kid, but I believe Usher became a part of the circus. You know what I mean? And Diddy Glover trained him to do it. I'm sorry. That's why he's so quiet now. You know what I'm saying? But he wasn't quiet when he was in the studio grooming Justin Bieber right here.
Me plus you, I'ma tell you one time. I'ma tell you one time. I'ma tell you one time.
And I'm going to tell you one time, Usher, pure survival. I see you sitting there with that flannel, that freak off flannel, motherfucking shirt on, pure survival. Look at you. You sitting right there, Usher, while Justin Bieber, and this is when Justin Bieber had the hair. He had the little motherfucking Justin Bieber hair, pure survival. Talking about, I'm going to tell you one time, I'm going to tell you one time. He had no idea what the hell that y'all was up to, Usher, pure survival. You sitting there looking at him, making sure you better sing that song. You look like Ike Turner sitting right there. And Justin Bieber was the Tina Turner at the time. Pure survival. Telling Justin Bieber that he better eat the cake, anime. Eat the damn cake. And then you took him over to Diddy Glover's freak off dungeon and you knew what the hell you went through. You know what I'm saying? You can just see the grooming. Justin Bieber had no fucking idea, and his voice sound wonderful as a motherfucker. Pure survival. I'ma tell you one time. He didn't even know what that monster was doing.
Me plus you, I'ma tell you one time. I'ma tell you one time. I'ma tell you one time. One time when I let you go. Wow.
I ain't mean to stop you like that, but this is only a tease. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you, Island.
Look, he just busting there like the freak off Diddy Glover. The same way Diddy Glover taught you how to walk in on people. You just walked on that boy and just stopped him from singing pure survival. You understand? Usher just bust through the door talking about, all right, I'm going to tell y'all, da-da-da, trying to act and sound like you was being nice. Salute to Stacy Gloria. Just hit that super chat. Pure survival. She said, eat the cake, Justin. Eat the cake, Bieber. This is crazy, guys. This is crazy. This is grooming at his worst. You know what I'm saying? Because when you thinking that you in a studio with these people and you think you following your dream, they got other plans for you. They got plans for your tasty cakes. Pure survival.
Me plus you, I'ma tell you one time. I'ma tell you one time. I'ma tell you one time. One time when I let you go. Ah.
I ain't mean to stop you like that, but this is only a tease. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you, Island Def and recording artist Justin Bieber. It's getting ready to go down. Just so you know, we're in the studio right now working on it. Get ready because it's gonna be big. Ain't that right, Justin?
That's right.
That's right. So look out.
And he had no idea. Little innocent boy, he like, that's right. You know what I'm saying? And you knew what the hell was going on and you knew what you was up to. And motherfucking Usher's mom, you ain't got no room to talk. Pure survival. You didn't even know who Diddy Glover was. You just was trying to get your hair did and your nails done. You know what I'm saying? You was trying to make money off your damn son. And your son turned into a demonic entity. Pure survival. That's what happened, Usher's mother. So that's why you sitting there talking about you want to sue. Motherfucking Diddy Glover's mom, she trying to sue Adriana English because she was exposing stuff. And Adriana English said that Justin Bieber, he got his cheeks clapped by Diddy Glover's sons. All of these people are freak off demons. But I'm telling you, Usher mom, you ain't got no motherfucking room. You ain't got no room. Smash that like button.
So when you came to Atlanta and your son gets into this group and he's doing well, you're his mother. How did you make sure that people didn't take advantage of him? I was assertive. Okay? I did my homework.
Well, it looks like Miss Jonetta either didn't do her homework well or she knew what was happening to Usher and didn't do nothing. I mean,
You hear that? She talking about, so how did you take care of your son? How did you make sure that nobody took advantage of Usher? Pure survival. That lady asked you that, and you talking about, well, I was observant. I did my homework. You didn't do your motherfucking homework. You dropped him off at Diddy Glover's freak off dungeon, Pure survival, and he was fighting Diddy Glover over cereal and Lunchables and snacks and shit. And then he ended up taking Justin Bieber and letting Justin Bieber get ran down on. That's what your son did because you didn't pay attention to the adults that you dropped your son off with, Pure Bible, and you got a nerve to sit there and try to act like you want to sue a motherfucker. You should have been going after Diddy Glover, but no, you didn't because Diddy, you was probably under an NDA too because he probably gave you money and told you to be quiet. You know what I'm talking about? This shit is crazy. Smash that like button, guys. This lady is a liar. She's acting like she was such a good motherfucking mother, Pure Bible, and she did her homework, but you didn't do your damn homework at all. You didn't even know Diddy Glover.
So when you came to Atlanta and your son gets into this group and he's doing well, you're his mother. How did you make sure that people didn't take advantage of him? I was assertive. Okay? I did my homework.
well, it looks like Miss Jonetta either didn't do her homework well or she knew what was happening to Usher and didn't do nothing. I mean, by now you've already heard all the crazy things that Usher allegedly went through when he was being mentored by P. Diddy, right?
I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you
I
seeing?
went there to see the lifestyle,
Right.
and I saw it, and it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at.
And he admitted right there, I don't know if I want to indulge and even know if I understand what I was looking at. You knew what you was looking at, little boy. Pure survival. You was looking at some very sick shit that adults had you around. And you knew what the hell you was seeing, Usher. That's why you took your time talking about, I don't know what I was seeing. You was seeing penis upon penis. All in your face. You know what I mean? In your rear end. And you knew it and you took Justin Bieber over there knowing that that was going on. Pure survival. So, but I'm not even going real hard on you because you was a kid too. You know what I'm saying? But once you got old enough, you shouldn't have took Justin Bieber over there. Now he out there crying on the internet. He's the A-list celebrity that they definitely got on camera with Diddy clapping his cheeks. Yes, I know for a fact. You know what I'm talking about? In my opinion, Justin Bieber is that A-list celebrity that Diddy was pounding out on camera. And that's about to come out. That's why your mom is trying to run her mouth right now, threatening to sue people, because I know the feds already went to her. The feds already went to your mom, Usher. But you knew that you were seeing this stuff. You wanted to see the lifestyle. So you could have warned Justin Bieber what he was walking into. Pure survival.
I mean, by now you've already heard all the crazy things that Usher allegedly went through when he was being mentored by P. Diddy, right?
I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you
I
seeing?
went there to see the lifestyle,
Right.
and I saw it, and it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
However, a lot of people have also been wondering, where was Usher's mother while her teenage son was allegedly sharing a bed with a grown man? Like, there have always been talks about how much of a great mother she was for being so involved with Usher's career.
My mother has contributed.
You hear that? Everybody was wondering that. That's why it's so crazy that Usher's mother, Pure Survival, is threatening to sue Ali Carter, which was a victim of these sick entities in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? And everybody want to know, where was your antennas at when your son was getting his rear end plunged in by Diddy Glover to even make him turn into a demonic person to where he wanted to protect his butt, so he took motherfucking Justin Bieber little pale over rear end over there to Diddy Glover's freak off dungeon. Why wasn't you speaking up for Diddy for fucking Usher back then? Now you want to try to get in there talking about this little girl, Ali Collar, need to mind her business. My son never fucking took Justin Bieber over there to do nothing. I don't know what Diddy did to Justin Bieber, but my son didn't have nothing to do with it. I'ma sue that woman. This is the stuff they saying that Usher's mother is spreading around. That Ali Carter, you wasn't the victim, and you probably liked it, little girl. Keep my keep my son name out your mouth. That is horrible for her to say that about that girl. Pure survival.
That Usher allegedly went through when he was being mentored by P. Diddy, right?
I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you
I
saying?
went there to see the lifestyle,
Right.
and I saw it. And it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
However, a lot of people have also been wondering, where was Usher's mother while her teenage son was allegedly sharing a bed with a grown man? Like, there have always been talks about how much of a great mother she was for being so involved with Usher's career.
My mother has contributed everything to who I am and what I am as a person, as a human being.
So it's hard for a lot of people to believe that she didn't know what was going on. Did she let it go without saying anything? Did she have any power in preventing it? Here's the thing.
Did she let it go without saying anything? Smash that like button if y'all believe that Usher's mother knew what was going on and she just didn't care. She was worried about a meal ticket, you know what I'm saying? And she wasn't saying nothing then. Now she's speaking out. Now she's making threats because she know that them feds is probably gonna lock her ass up too. Pure survival.
I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you
I
saying?
went there to see the lifestyle,
Right.
and I saw it. And it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
However, a lot of people have also been wondering, where was Usher's mother while her teenage son was allegedly sharing a bed with a grown man? Like, there have always been talks about how much of a great mother she was for being so involved with Usher's career.
My mother has contributed everything to who I am and what I am as a person, as a human being.
So it's hard for a lot of people to believe that she didn't know what was going on. Did she let it go without saying anything? Did she have any power in preventing it? Here's the thing. When Usher was first signed to LaFace Records, as a young teen, his mom gave him to Diddy as a mentor. And at 14 years old, Usher moved to New York to stay with Diddy.
Remember, Usher went to stay with Puffy. Now that was a business decision right there. Because I didn't know Puffy. I didn't know him.
But for years...
You heard that? Usher went to go stay with Diddy Glover in the freak-off dungeon, but that was a business decision. I didn't know Puffy. This is what Usher mom said. You sent your son off as a business decision for you to make money. For you to make money off of him. And you didn't know Diddy. You just said that. So how you going to say that your son did not take Justin Bieber over there to get pimped out? How would you know that? You didn't even know the adults that he was around that you dropped him off to. Pure survival.
When Usher was first signed to LaFace Records, as a young teen, his mom gave him to Diddy as a mentor. And at 14 years old, Usher moved to New York to stay with Diddy.
Remember, Usher went to stay with Puffy. Now that was a business decision right there. Because I didn't know Puffy. I didn't know him.
But for years, it has always been said that Diddy did more than just mentor Usher. Other than exposing him to adult stuff as a teen,
Wow, this is just horrible. This woman said that Usher was a business decision. Your young kid had to fight a grown man, smell freak-off beverages on his breath, and wrestle with this man over cereal and motherfucking milk, popcorn crumbs all in the bed. You wasn't worrying about none of that stuff. Your son was a lick. He was a lick. Smash that like button, guys.
let it go without saying anything? Did she have any power in preventing it? Here's the thing. When Usher was first signed to LaFace Records, as a young teen, his mom gave him to Diddy as a mentor. And at 14 years old, Usher moved to New York to stay with Diddy.
Remember, Usher went to stay with Puffy. Now that was a business decision right there. Because I didn't know Puffy. I didn't know him.
But for years, it has always been said that Diddy did more than just mentor Usher. Other than exposing him to adult stuff as a teen, there have also been rumors that Diddy also took advantage of Usher.
So Puffy was there, and I will never forget it. We had this conversation, and he said, "You're gonna have to trust me."
Now, do you want to tell me that Usher's mom was not seeing what was happening, yet
Did you hear that? She was there with Diddy Glover, and Diddy Glover told her when she handed Usher over, Pure Survival, told her to her face, "You're gonna have to trust me." You let a grown-ass man that you didn't even know take your fucking child, Pure Survival, like 11 or 10 years old, and tell you, "Look, just you're gonna have to trust me." You're gonna have to trust me? That is wild.
Mentor Usher. Other than exposing him to adult stuff as a teen, there have also been rumors that Diddy also took advantage of Usher. So Puffy was there, and I will never forget it. We had this conversation, and he said, "You're gonna have to trust me." Now, do you want to tell me that Usher's mom was not seeing what was happening, yet literally everyone else saw how much Usher was being exposed to some weird things? Ed Lover even once recalled a time when he went to the club and Usher was drinking himself crazy.
And I look to my right, and there's a kid standing there drinking champagne.
Oh no.
And I couldn't help but wonder who the hell let their child come into this club, stand in the VIP section, and drink champagne. I mean, guzzling champagne out.
Do you hear that? Shout out to Ed Lover. Ed Lover said that he walked up to the VIP section and saw your son, Usher, in the VIP section drinking a bottle of freak off concoction as a young kid. And you tell me he didn't get turned out to where he took Justin Bieber to try to turn him out and pass him off to Diddy Glover? Pure survival? What is a young minor doing drinking freak off champagne in the VIP section at like fucking 12 and 13 years old? Why would Diddy Glover even take him out there to that? Because Diddy was turning Usher out. So anybody that Usher wanted to sign, pure survival, he made sure that Usher would turn them out. Usher would fucking groom them to bring them to him. That is crazy. That's my opinion on it. Pure survival. I don't care.
Mentor Usher. Other than exposing him to adult stuff as a teen, there have also been rumors that Diddy also took advantage of Usher. So Puffy was there, and I will never forget it. We had this conversation, and he said, "You're gonna have to trust me." Now, do you want to tell me that Usher's mom was not seeing what was happening, yet literally everyone else saw how much Usher was being exposed to some weird things? Ed Lover even once recalled a time when he went to the club and Usher was drinking himself crazy.
And I look to my right, and there's a kid standing there drinking champagne.
Oh no.
And I couldn't help but wonder who the hell let their child come into this club, stand in the VIP section, and drink champagne. I mean, guzzling champagne out the bottle.
Then he said that it was only after Usher's album dropped that he realized that the child with P. Diddy at the club guzzling champagne at the VIP section was Usher. And Usher himself said that when he was living with Diddy, he got to witness things that a teenager should never be exposed to.
What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand it.
He also spilled during an interview with Essence magazine that Diddy really did expose him to some nasty things. According to the magazine, Usher was very calm when he was asked about other things, but when the talk turned to his time living with P. Diddy, Usher became surprisingly restrained, and he said.
And every time Usher talks about Diddy Glover, he always feel like he cramp up, like he feel real restrained, like his butt cheeks get real tight when he speak about Diddy Glover. Usher's mother.
Usher. And Usher himself said that when he was living with Diddy, he got to witness things that a teenager should never be exposed to.
What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand it.
He also spilled during an interview with Essence magazine that Diddy really did expose him to some nasty things. According to the magazine, Usher was very calm when he was asked about other things, but when the talk turned to his time living with P. Diddy, Usher became surprisingly restrained, and he simply said, "I want to save some stuff for my book one day. I'll put it this way, there was a lot of sin." And when he was
wow. So Usher got a book that's coming out. Yeah, he said he's going to do it one day. You know what I'm saying? If he get out of the restraint of Diddy Glover. But he's talking about he's going to put it out there of what happened to him one day and what was going on in the industry. But it was just know that it was a lot of sex in there. I hope he talk about you and tell the truth about you, Usher mom. I really hope that he expose you one day and let you know that he felt abandoned when you dropped him off with these grown-ass people, pure survival. And that's how Justin Bieber became a victim. You know what I'm saying? Because of your parenting, which made Usher, man, this shit is crazy. Smash that like button, guys.
During an interview with Essence magazine that Diddy really did expose him to some nasty things. According to the magazine, Usher was very calm when he was asked about other things, but when the talk turned to his time living with P. Diddy, Usher became surprisingly restrained, and he simply said, "I want to save some stuff for my book one day. I'll put it this way, there was a lot of sin." And when he was asked whether, as a dad, he would ever send his son to Puffy Flavor Camp, his answer was pretty clear.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Hell no.
Keep in mind that...
You hear that? Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp? And Usher said, hell no. So please tell me, why did he take Justin Bieber over there? Because Ali said about those contracts, those freak-off contracts. You know what I'm saying? So Usher knew he wouldn't take his own child there. But he took motherfucking Justin Bieber, pure survival.
P. Diddy, Usher became surprisingly restrained, and he simply said, I want to save some stuff for my book one day. I'll put it this way, there was a lot of... And when he was asked whether, as a dad, he would ever send his son to Puffy Flavor Camp, his answer was pretty clear.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Hell no.
Keep in mind that when it comes to the things Diddy himself did to prove that he should have never been left with Usher, the receipts are endless. For instance, there was a time when Diddy admitted while he was drunk that he used to...
Wow, this shit is crazy. This is crazy. Usher was turned out. And that woman, I believe that she knew about it. And she was just thinking about herself. That's how I feel. I really do.
And from day one, we used to wake up and, damn, pause, but like, just out. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you, Kevin Hart...
So you didn't know that your son was 10 years old fighting Diddy Glover and smelling his gross freak-off armpits, you know what I mean, wrestling with that man, fighting over cereal, and he was 10 years old. You heard Diddy Glover say 10 years old. So she dropped him off. He was probably 9 years old. Pure survival.
For instance, there was a time when Diddy admitted while he was drunk that he used to wake up with Usher.
My brother right here from day one, we used to wake up and, damn, pause, but like, just out. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying?
Let me tell you, Kevin Hart's reaction when Diddy was saying whatever he was saying spoke volumes. Let's not even begin with Usher's reaction because he looked hella embarrassed. And I don't know about you, but the way Diddy always behaved around Usher was a little bit sus.
Take your time with it. Breathe it in. Yeah, there you are, when you gonna see this for you. You think for nobody else with you. You take that time, boy. I see you.
And look how Diddy Glover just walking around Usher, just circling around him. You know what I'm saying? Breathing his freak-off air on him as a grown-ass man. And Usher got an Easter pink suit, about to go out on stage, and he's spinning around him, still talking about the cereal that he fought him for when he was a little-ass kid. Pure survival. You know what I mean? And he got on Easter pink. Diddy Glover is walking around with the freak-off scent all on Usher.
And I don't know about you, but the way Diddy always behaved around Usher was a little bit sus.
Take your time with it. Breathe it in. Yeah, there you are, when you gonna see this for you. You think for nobody else with you. You take that time, boy. I see you. Fly ass motherfucker. You in the kitchen. Eating all my cereal.
Look, he's still talking to Usher. Usher, a grown-ass man, like 200 and some years old. He's screaming at him, talking about, yeah, you was in my kitchen eating up all my cereal. You still mad over the cereal, Diddy Glover? Pure survival? But you not worrying about clapping his cheeks? That's crazy.
Volumes. Let's not even begin with Usher's reaction because he looked hella embarrassed. And I don't know about you, but the way Diddy always behaved around Usher was a little bit sus.
Take your time. Breathe it in. Yeah, there you are, when you gonna see this for you. You think for nobody else with you. You take that time, boy. I see you. Fly ass motherfucker. You in the kitchen. Eating all my cereal.
Let's also not forget that there has also been questionable tea on Usher, but maybe that's all because of what Diddy exposed him to when he was growing up under his wing.
But since you're in Atlanta, you can take us in a little bit more. So what is the word on the street and what that marriage is about?
We're gonna hold that for a later date, but
Okay.
what you think you heard is what's on the street.
Okay, so he's how you doing?
Yeah, we know what Wendy Williams and Dwight Eubanks meant by saying Usher was how you doing. There were also reports some time back that Usher found the time to have some good time in a gay club after some Broadway shows. According to someone who also went to the club, everyone was in Usher's dressing room drinking champagne when someone
And
came up with
I
an
don't care how many hours of time that Usher spent in the gay club, pure survival, because that's his business. You know what I'm saying? He's 100 and something years old at this point. But it's just the fact that this woman got a nerve to be threatening to sue somebody. You know what I'm saying? When she wasn't thinking about Usher, when she was thinking about money, when she dropped him off. You know what I'm saying? And Diddy Glover turned him out, got him into all kinds of freaky shit, and then he took Justin Bieber, and Justin Bieber ended up having to be a part of that stuff. And who knows who he turned out afterwards? Pure survival. That whole industry is a whole freak off. It's a freak off stadium.
Know what Wendy Williams and Dwight Eubanks meant by saying Usher was "How you doing?" There were also reports some time back that Usher found the time to have some good time in a gay club after some Broadway shows. According to someone who also went to the club, everyone was in Usher's dressing room drinking champagne when someone came up with an idea that they should go to a club. That's when the source claimed the group went to a popular gay nightclub, saying, "We weren't looking for a gay club. It just happened. I mean, most of us were gay, so we just went to a place we knew." Interesting much? Apparently, that's when the night began to heat up. As the source said, there were half-naked men
Everywhere. So I'm not surprised that Usher like to go hang out at places where motherfuckers is half naked, butt naked men running around. That's his business.
Then, according to the source, Usher struck up a conversation with an older gentleman, and he even explained the situation, saying Usher was talking up in this guy's face. I thought the two of them were going to start kissing. At first, I couldn't believe my eyes, but then I thought, this is Chelsea, so anything goes. The source also said, about 20 minutes after we got there, a crowd started to form around Usher, and we decided that it was time to leave. We all had a lot of fun, though. Then, when asked whether Usher had a good time also, the source said, I know he did. And do you remember when several people claimed that Usher gave them herpes? A woman named Quantasia Sharpton, along with a Jane Doe and a John Doe, sued Usher, claiming that they all had relations with Usher, and they all said he risked their health by not telling them about his alleged diagnosis and were seeking unspecified damages. The woman who did not...
And I remember when I heard the herpes outbreak conversation, and then people got real quiet about that. You know what I'm saying? But in my opinion, if Usher did clap people cheeks and give them herpes, pure survival, my opinion, he got it from Diddy Glover. That he got it from Diddy Glover.
Identify herself said that she slept with Usher at least twice, and after contracting herpes from him, her twins were stillborn. Apparently, stillbirth is a direct consequence of giving birth while infected with herpes. But I am more interested with the John Doe who claimed he had a night with Usher at a Koreatown spa in Los Angeles. Let's just say that a lot of people were not having a hard time believing the John Doe, because if Diddy really put Usher through everything that has been said, maybe part of it stayed with him. At this point, I think Usher's mom probably knew, and it's most likely one of the things that haunts her, and she will never forgive Diddy. Well, you see how you've been wondering whether...
And I know, to me, I feel like that's something that his mother knew, and I think that it haunts her. That's why when people come out and they expose what really happened to them, like other victims like Ali and other people, she feels guilty because she done nothing to help her son. Pure survival.
Let's just say that a lot of people were not having a hard time believing the John Doe, because if Diddy really put Usher through everything that has been said, maybe part of it stayed with him. At this point, I think Usher's mom probably knew, and it's most likely one of the things that haunts her, and she will never forgive Diddy. Well, you see how you've been wondering whether Usher's mom knew what was going on? Howard Stern had the same concerns, and when he asked Usher about it, Usher said his parents didn't know nothing.
Mary J. Blige, they didn't know nothing about this.
Apparently, in Kim Porter's tell-all book that was supposed to come out before she died, she also wrote that Usher's mom confronted Diddy when she found out about what was happening. Okay, but what exactly did she do?
Now, you hear that? You know what I mean? Even Kim Porter, rest in peace, out of her mouth, said that the Usher mom confronted Diddy Glover before. She said something to him. You know what I'm saying? So for her to try to act like her son was super innocent and she didn't know anything, why did Kim Porter say that you confronted Diddy Glover before? Probably when the money was coming up funny, pure survival, you wanted to probably try to think about your son for once. You know what I mean? But Diddy probably paid you some more money and shut you right up. Pure survival.
Howard Stern had the same concerns, and when he asked Usher about it, Usher said his parents didn't know nothing.
See, Mary J. Blige, they ain't know nothing about this.
Apparently, in Kim Porter's tell-all book that was supposed to come out before she died, she also wrote that Usher's mom confronted Diddy when she found out about what was happening. Okay, but what exactly did she do after finding out what was happening? Because as far as I'm concerned, there was no repercussions at all. She literally just continued to focus on Usher's career.
I am the person that makes the magic happen. And I want to spend my time, working on making it perfect.
Guys, let me know what you think, because I don't want to imagine that Usher's mom knew and did nothing. Do you think that she knew what was going on even earlier? Do you really think she confronted Diddy about the allegations that were making rounds? Sound off in the...
I think she did. Pure survival. Salute to Raheem Cook. Brothers know how mothers knew what was going on. She wanted that money and fame. Pure survival. Salute to Raheem, Cook. And you ain't lying, Raheem Cook. I believe the mom definitely wanted the money, and that's what she was going for at the time. And everybody knows what happened to him. You know what I'm saying? This shit is crazy. And Usher know too. But he's still trying to protect Diddy Glover for some reason. And I don't get it. You know what I mean? But Ali ain't nothing. She's a victim. You know what I mean? And she just exposing everybody. And you're embarrassed, ma'am. And shout out to Gene Deal and Gene Deal's kneecaps. Because Gene Deal's kneecaps been speaking about what was going on. Salute to Miss Pamela Glingo. Just hit that super chat. Pure survival. Goodness gracious.
Man, there's a lot of stuff that Mace and Usher know that they ain't telling about Diddy. There's a lot of stuff that they know.
You hear that? That Gene Deal's kneecap said it. That it's a lot of stuff that Usher know and Mace know, and he still ain't telling it. Just like Usher knew what Diddy Glover did to Justin Bieber. So you threatening to sue this girl, ma'am, you are a disgrace. Pure survival.
Man, there's a lot of stuff that Mace and Usher know that they ain't telling about Diddy. There's a lot of stuff that they know. Can you imagine, bruh? Can you really imagine?
What you mean by Usher though?
Usher used to stay with Diddy too.
And, but do I regret it? For the fact that he wants to be called Cinco. Right. I know that he probably has some, something with it. But I'm like, hey.
And why would Diddy Glover tell Usher to call him Cinco? A grown-ass man told a little boy he wanted him to call him Cinco. The freak off Cinco. Pure survival. You know what I mean? How many sick names do this man has? And you hear how Usher sound? He wants me to call him Cinco. He was clapping Usher's cheeks and making him call him Cinco. This is awful.
Can you really imagine?
What you mean by Usher though?
Usher used to stay with Diddy too.
And, but do I regret it? For the fact that he wants to be called Cinco. Right. I know that he probably has some, something with it. But I'm like, hey, you know what though? Do what you want, man.
You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to puffy camp?
According to a man, Usher, he's saying that Usher gave him herpes and wants Usher to turn over his medical records.
I moved to New York City. And I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you over to something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp?
Yeah, that's what it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going to...
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop.
You hear that? Puffy place was filled with chicks, wieners, and orgies. And little kids was in there like Usher, pure survival. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
Yeah, that's what it was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going to...
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I mean, but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Is Usher finally taking a stand for himself?
But we come from a very homosexual era of hip-hop as well. There was a radio personality once upon a time. Her name was Wendy Williams. And she was practically burned at the stake
for talking about such. And now it's all come full circle.
Prayers for Wendy Williams. Shout out to Wendy Williams because she was speaking about it first. She said we live in a very homosexual hip hop era or time or something like that. Wendy was talking about this shit years ago, and now it all came to fruition. You know what I'm saying? It all came. We all know now. And Wendy was talking about it a long time ago. And Diddy Glover got her fired because she was too outspoken. Parents are Bible.
Was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I mean, but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Is Usher finally taking a stand for himself?
But we come from a very homosexual era of hip hop as well. There was a radio personality once upon a time. Her name was Wendy Williams, and she was practically burned at the stake for talking about such. And now it's all come full circle. There were many situations, none of which to talk about, but there were many situations back in the day in my career, and it's all coming full circle now.
So these artists, they're getting in the ass because that's their ritual, that's their rite of passage to get to the next level.
Did you hear that? At these parties, you're getting jammed in the rear end, in the tasty cakes. Listen to this man just say, in the industry, it's a ritual. They clap you in the tasty cakes, you know what I'm saying? And then it takes you to another level. So when Diddy Glover allegedly smashed Usher in the tasty cakes, he made it to another level in the ritual, pure survival, and in the freak-off contracts, and he had to sacrifice Justin Bieber's rear end the same way. Listen to the boy say it.
So these artists, they're getting in the ass because that's their ritual, that's their rite of passage to get to the next level. They just videotape it. Then when he in a meeting, they give him the contract, they play the video of him getting by like 3 minutes.
Oh, did you just hear that? And that's the same thing motherfucking, what's her goddamn name? Cassie said that. Because Diddy used to do that with her. He would record clapping her cheeks and making her have sex with all these men while he sit there and masturbate, pierce her Bible, damn near until he shoot cum in his own eyes. You know what I'm saying? And he's still recording with sperm in his eyes. Got Cassie doing all this freak-off stuff, and they play the tape in front of everybody to make them feel embarrassed if they don't keep doing what they want them to do. Pierce her Bible. You heard what the boy just said.
So these artists, they're getting in the ass because that's their ritual, that's their rite of passage to get to the next level. They just videotape it. Then when he in a meeting, they give him the contract, they play the video of him getting by like 3 minutes. Everybody in the music industry that you see that's successful is a homosexual.
Wow, he said everybody you see that's successful in the industry is a homo whatchacom. Shout out to the LBG. We don't got nothing against, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying what he's saying. They clap your cheeks and play the video in front of 3 or 4 different men after a man run down on you and you a straight man. You know what I mean? They play the video in front of all the other men to like demasculate you. Yo, the shit crazy.
They just videotape it. Then when he in a meeting, they give him the contract, they play the video of him getting by like 3 minutes. Everybody in the music industry that you see that's successful is a homosexual. So you go, so they get high, they get intoxicated, and they have transvestites coming at you. They have transvestites come and videotape this shit.
Recently, several celebrities have referred to or recounted uncomfortable situations with the rapper Sean Diddy Combs, with Chris Brown, Wendy Williams, Gene Deal, and especially Cassie being one of the few to have gone above and beyond and filed a lawsuit against the mogul. But with Usher now taking the lead and revealing Diddy's grooming scenarios with the singer while he was young and naive, the world is losing it all.
Yeah, but
while he was young and naive and his mother did nothing about it. That's why I'm outraged that this woman even got a nerve to sit there and threaten to sue Ali Carter when Ali Carter was a victim. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know about Ali Carter. You know what I mean? Shout out to The Lounge. You know what I'm saying? The Lounge, I seen her on her show. You know what I mean? And I started paying attention. I said, wow, let me listen to this girl. And she was talking about the horrible things that she went through in the industry. And this woman's mad at her.
I stopped giving a shit about it.
The shit was horrible, man. This girl.
I didn't give a damn. So you can use them as sex slaves or Delta assassins or whatever it is you want them to do.
You heard that? In the industry, they use you as sex slaves. You start off as a minor, then you become a sex slave, and you sign a freak-off contract. Pure survival.
So you can use them as sex slaves or Delta assassins or whatever it is you want them to do. Then the trafficking and all those things come into play. But you have to have the base and the foundation first. I've been a party favor at a few parties. And I'm gonna rewind a little bit. After a certain point of being traumatized, after a certain point of realizing that nobody loved me for me and just for what I could do, or whatever the fact that it was, what people thought about me when I was a little kid, I was naive like that. Do you understand what I'm saying? So after a certain point, I didn't give a damn who did what. I just wanted to be seen.
Wow. So she admitting, Ali is admitting that she was a young kid. You know what I'm saying? She was a party favor. Pure survival. She was a sex slave and a party favor. And then at some point when she was young, she might have thought like these people were showing her some kind of love. Because I think she was in like foster homes and stuff like that. So she might have thought it was love. You know what I mean? Like, this is horrible. And this woman went through this young girl, and then you got a nerve to threaten to sue her and tell her to keep your son's name out of her mouth. Yo, this is crazy, man. Shout out to the 800 some people. Smash that like button.
Or whatever the fact that it was, what people thought about me. So you can use them as sex slaves or Delta assassins or whatever it is you want them to do. Then the trafficking and all those things come into play. But you have to have the base and the foundation first. I've been a party favor at a few parties. And I'm gonna rewind a little bit. After a certain point of being traumatized, after a certain point of realizing that nobody loved me for me and just for what I could do, or whatever the fact that it was, what people thought about me when I was a little kid, I was naive like that. Do you understand what I'm saying? So after a certain point, I didn't give a damn who did what. I just wanted to be seen. And I know that a lot of people can say, yeah, there's times where a point in your life where you're just like, I just want somebody to give a damn. I just want somebody to see me, and I just want somebody to love me, okay? So I was there a lot because I've been abused a lot. And after a certain point, I went really numb, didn't care.
So the girl has been abused a lot, and it came to a point to where she became numb. And Usher's mom got a nerve to threaten to sue this girl when she done been through this horrible shit to where she became numb to what these people was doing to her in Diddy Glover's Freak Off dungeon and other industry dungeons. This is wild. And that's the person you want to try to sue and say keep your son's name out of your mouth? That's crazy.
I was there a lot because I've been abused a lot. And after a certain point, I went really numb, didn't care. A lot of people that were with me called me a traitor because they felt like I just left.
Then called her a traitor because she escaped the freak off dungeon. Salute to Raheem Cook. Just hit that super chat again. Pure survival. Raheem said, bro, I know as facts, unless you independent artists doing your own shit, this will definitely take advantage. Grind and do you. You not lying, Raheem. You gotta do your own thing. Because if they making you have to go through this stuff in the industry, like, I'm not sacrificing my butt cheeks, pure survival, you know what I'm saying, to try to make it to the top. If my talent can't get me there, you know what I'm saying? And this is crazy, and I'm glad that the victims is coming out. You know, the floodgates is open. So that's why I feel like it's a slap in the face, like Will Smith, that Usher mom is coming out trying to act like she innocent and her son is innocent. He used to be pure survival.
I just wanted to be seen. And I know that a lot of people can say, yeah, there's times where a point in your life where you're just like, I just want somebody to give a damn. I just want somebody to see me, and I just want somebody to love me. Okay? So I was there a lot because I've been abused a lot. And after a certain point, I went really numb, didn't care. A lot of people that were with me called me a traitor because they felt like I just left. I'd be mad at me too because I stopped. I stopped giving a shit about anything. I didn't care. It all just.
Wow, this is crazy. So the girl just stopped caring, you know what I'm saying, and start speaking her mind, and I'm glad. Prayers for her.
Okay? And to be in a room where people promised you the world, at one point you just go numb. So things of me that probably don't make sense, but I was a kid. And all of this situation, everything that we're talking about, everything that I've been talking about, I was under the age of 18. Let's start there.
She was under the age of 18. Justin Bieber was under the age of 18. Pure survival. Usher was under the age of 18. There's other minors that's coming out that's been suing Diddy Glover. I said Duty. They've been suing him because they was underage. You know what I'm saying? It's all coming to fruition. Pure survival. You know what I'm saying? This shit is horrible.
Okay. I was sold a lot in foster care. A lot of stuff happened in my life with the family I was with. Okay. CPS reports go back to 3 months old. I remember 4 years old, and everything took off from there. All right. So never in my life did a lot of the stuff seem wrong until I met this twin of mine. Nothing seemed wrong. I'm telling you the God honest truth to me. And even when I met her, I was just like, it's fine. Seriously, it's fine. This is the way love is. This is the way this is supposed to be. Okay? I'm still trying to find words to what has happened. I'm still trying to find words because every time we do something as far as an affidavit, talk to someone, this takes a lot out of me that I don't think people understand. The nightmares, the flashbacks, the skin crawling, the barely can do one thing without feeling like everything is going to end forever. You want to run.
The nightmares, the skin crawling. You know what I'm saying? This is all the stuff she had to go through, and she already came from a messed up background. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then she got into the industry somehow and was abducted in Diddy Glover's freak off dungeon. Now, sweetheart, like, when did she start talking about the party?
Oh, she's been talking about the party for a while, but she actually dropped that statement of truth affidavit in March.
But like on this, do she talk about the party? Like, is she gonna start talking about Denzel and everybody that was at the freak off party?
She mostly talks about the parties. Yeah, her
In this one?
I'm not sure if it's in that one, but more than likely so.
Because I got a lot of information about Ali from your show.
Yeah, Ali, I just found out about her like a month ago. Remember?
Wow.
Like a month ago, I started finding out she was a minor victim. And the crazy thing is that, like, she's speaking out, but she's been speaking out for years, but I just barely caught wind of her, like, maybe a month or two ago or so, like, something like that, just recently. But
salute to Miss Payne Leglingo. She said, y'all cute. Somebody just asked me, they said, is that your daughter? I'm like, how is this my goddamn daughter? Prayers are Bible.
Yes, I am young, yes.
Yes, there you go. She getting the Christmas decorations and all this stuff. But this is just wild that this girl had to go through all these horrible things in these freak off parties.
Children too, and spin it and decide who's having sex in what way. There are so many things. There's body cakes, there's party favors, and I'm talking like, you know how you put up a little birthday bag, like when you go to a birthday party, and before you can leave, you can take one of those little birthday bags off the table, and then there's toys and like all this stuff for coming to the party. Yeah, instead of that, there's children. They call them party.
She said instead, and this is why Usher mom mad. She said instead of party favors, she said, did you just hear that? She said it's children, like their bags of candy.
Did you show
what?
The party favor table with the kids on it? OMG.
Wow, this is crazy. She said that the kids are like bags of party candy favors at Diddy Glover's Freak Off Dungeon. This is crazy.
And spin it and decide who's having sex in what way.
That's wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. In some situations, why was I there? How did I get there? I was a kid. And I used to think that if I wasn't yelling and screaming, that wasn't rape. Not true either. There is a lot going on with this case. These freak off parties, they're not freak off parties. There's a lot that happens. There's life-size wheels that people attach children to and spin it and decide who's having sex in what way.
Did y'all hear that? The freak off parties, she said they attach the kids to like a wheel. They spin the wheel and you pick what kid that you're gonna freak off with. That's a kid freak off wheel in the freak off dungeon.
Oh my goodness, that is sad.
What the hell?
That is sad. Oh my God.
And I used to think that if I wasn't yelling and screaming, that wasn't rape. Not true either. There is a lot going on with this case. These freak off parties, they're not freak off parties. There's a lot that happens. There's life-size wheels that people attach children to and spin it and decide who's having sex in what way. There are so many things. There's body cakes, there's party favors, and I'm talking like, you know how you put up a little birthday bag, like when you go to a birthday party, and before you can leave, you can take one of those little birthday bags off the table, and then there's toys and like all this stuff for coming to the party. Yeah, instead of that, there's children. They call them party favors. Okay. I'm really trying to spit this out, but I'm really having a hard time tonight.
Smash that like button for her. Prayers for Ollie. You know what I'm saying? Ollie Carter. I'm glad she got the courage to do this. It seemed like she ready to cry. You know what I mean? Because she got me ready to cry. Salute to Access to Rome. Hit that super chat. Pure Bible. This situation shows talent doesn't necessarily matter. Just cheeks clapping adults sexually abusing children and adults. Pure Bible. You not lying, Access to Rome. You know what I mean? We got $40 in the super chat. Shout out to everybody that's been hitting the super chat. You know what I'm saying? This is and prayers to Ollie, and the other victims. These was children. Y'all got to think about that. You know what I mean? And I know y'all are, but I'm just saying we got to highlight that. That's why I'm like Usher's mom got a nerve to threaten to sue this girl when they were kids, just like Usher was a kid. Same thing that this girl talking about, your son went through that. That's why he took Justin Bieber through it, to get his cheeks out of the motherfucking, man, this is wild.
You can take one of those little birthday bags off the table, and then there's toys and like all this stuff for coming to the party. Yeah, instead of that, there's children. They call them party favors. Okay.
Oh my God, the super chats is still coming. Salute to Teresa Bullock. Just hit that super chat. This is pure survival. At this point, Teresa, you hear this? This is horrible. This girl is about ready to cry. We got to stay strong with Ollie. We standing with Ollie. We standing with you, Ollie. I don't give a damn about Usher's mother. She can let it burn during survival.
Get slapped with more information that people are like, okay, that's true. I get it. I get it. Don't just take one word and just go with it. But a part of my brain right now is just not doing so. Okay. Because I'm just like, all of this, I can drop it. I'll just put up the affidavit and I'm going to come back on because I'm trying to spit it out. And it's not, I don't know why it's not coming. Because what's irritating me too is journalists and people. If you're monetizing your account and you're messaging me, I'm not giving
and I'll get
information.
right to it. Look, she's so nervous. You know what I'm saying? And you see when she's laughing, it's not like a real laugh. It's like she really, oh my God, another super chat. Pure Bible. Salute to Raheem Cook. You done did it again for the third time. You know what I mean? Off subject, but y'all got to check out Jamil comedy, his stand-up comedy. He is funny as hell. Pure survival from AKA the voice. Hey man, salute to you, man. Thank you so much. And he's not lying. For anybody, if y'all never saw my stand-up comedy, if you go into the search box on YouTube and you just type in Jamil Peterson's stand-up comedy performance, you know what I mean? You'll be able to see me actually do stand-up. Pure survival. Oh, shout out to Teresa. Teresa's back again. Pure survival. Just hit that super chat. Damn, we almost at $100. This is pure survival. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to all my goddamn, what do they call them, members, everybody that's in this joint. Salute to all of y'all and prayers to the victims. We got to stand with the victims at the end of the day.
It cuts deeper than a spiritual problem. It cuts deeper than a location problem. It cuts deeper than a soul problem. Okay, it takes a minute. It takes a minute to get up. It takes a minute to get out the corner.
Wow, damn, this girl done been through hell and back to where she can barely even spit it out. Pure survival, man. Like I said, it's so many victims and people, you know what I mean? That's why I be like, the parents got a nerve to try to act like they got a problem with somebody speaking their mind on the horrible things they went through. When all y'all parents that knew what y'all was doing, but at that time, y'all was just thinking about the money. You weren't thinking about your goddamn kid. So now that they are 100 and something years old, now you want to come out and act like you care about them and you defending them, but you wasn't defending them when they was kids, when they really needed you. Like, that's why when this girl talk, it's like crazy to me because she's one of the real victims and it's heart-wrenching. You know what I'm saying?
Right now. I can just feel the evil. I can feel the good, but I can just feel a problem just stirring. I'm trying.
You got this, Ali. Just spit it out. You got this. You know what I mean?
What is happening right now, I don't know.
We understand. It's hard for her to even spit it out. She trying.
I really don't.
She trying. She trying. You can do it. You know what I mean? I need her to get to that party. You know what I mean? I need her to get to that party.
To be holier than thou.
Well, so a lot of them do.
I think you also told me that one of those men have a birthmark.
Left thigh.
So one of those men have a birthmark on their left thigh.
And she's talking about Diddy Glover's freak off birthmark. The people that took advantage of her, when she was a kid, she still remember their freak off birthmarks. That's how you know what she's saying is facts. Pure survival.
Those men have a birthmark.
Left thigh. So one of those men have a birthmark on their left thigh. Yep. Did you have sexual interactions with Diddy? Yep. Denzel? And I know we don't tell on Denzel. You might not tell on Denzel.
Did you hear that? Did you have sexual intercourse with Diddy? She said yes. Then she said, did you have sex with Denzel Washington? Which I'm so sorry, guys. When I heard Denzel's name caught up in this, I was like, Prince of Bible. I don't even know what to think. But I know that this girl is a victim. And if she's saying this, and then Denzel stormed out of Diddy Glover's freak off dungeon, then I know he had to been there for something, but I don't know. The girl, man, this is horrible.
Did you have sexual interactions with Diddy? Denzel? And I know we don't tell on Denzel. You might not tell on Denzel, but your mama gonna tell on every fucking body. I ain't keeping no pedophile secrets. Denzel? Yep. Birdman, did Birdman promise you things? So much.
Wow. So she said that she slept with Denzel when she was a little kid. And Birdman, the rapper, Pure Survival, with the diamond big ass head, the one that was French kissing Lil Wayne, Pure Survival, was promising her shit. And he did something to her too. This is wild.
Denzel? Yep. Birdman, did Birdman promise you things? So much. Like what he promised Lil Wayne at a young age.
Wow.
Because you know we shared the system together. Shared birthday together too. I know a lot of you have seen P. Diddy get guardianship of a lot of young kids. That means he holds their contracts. I know you've heard me talk about it.
You heard that? P. Diddy get guardianship of the young kids. Y'all remember when he got Usher? His mother gave him guardianship, Pure Survival. But then Diddy Glover said that he didn't have guardianship over Justin Bieber. You know who did? Usher did. And he turned it over. These motherfuckers had contracts on them when they was little kids. Pure Survival.
But he promised Lil Wayne at a young age. Because you know we shared the system together. Shared birthday together too. I know a lot of you have seen P. Diddy get guardianship of a lot of young kids. That means he holds their contracts. I know you've heard me talk about Ali's contract and how often it gets auctioned off, and the things that come from that when it's auctioned. So when you're seeing that he was a guardian for these children, he's holding their MK Ultra contracts is what that translates to. Were you the only child at this party? No, not at all. There's so many kids at this party.
She said it was so many kids at this freak off party. Pure Survival. So many kids at this freak off party. And like I said, they had freak off contracts on them.
Were you the only child at this party? No, not at all. There's so many kids at this party. Were there also so many celebrities? Yep. that whole they leave at a certain time. That's not true. Everybody has to take DNA test, saliva test, blood tests, give up your phone, give up information, any trackers or locations, no weapons, no cameras.
Wow, so they gotta give up their phones. They got motherfucking scanners. They track them to make sure they're not moving around too far in the freak off dungeon. This is in the freak off party. Do you hear the freak off sick details?
Were you the only child at this party? No, not at all. There's so many kids at this party. Were there also so many celebrities? Yep. That whole they leave at a certain time. That's not true. Everybody has to take DNA test, saliva test, blood tests, give up your phone, give up information, any trackers or locations, no weapons, no cameras. So I'm sorry, but anybody that's running in those circles, whether they claim to have left early or not, is a bunch of bullshit. Because if you left early, but you knew kids were there, and you did know, you don't run in those circles and not know that. If someone is willing to rape a child, they have no integrity at all. So
Yes, you are just as guilty if you because the celebrities trying to say they left early. But if you left a party and you knew it was little kids there, you're just as guilty. You can't try to say, "Oh, I left early." Pierce our Bible.
if someone is willing to rape a child, they have no integrity at all. So that means they're also liars. That means they probably also murder people. That means they do a lot of shit. Because the lowest bar that you can set for yourself is to not hurt kids. And if you can't hold that bar, you can't hold the bar for anything else. So saying I left early from a party where children are being brutalized and raped and sodomized and used in bestiality and satanic rituals is not a plausible explanation or excuse or a pass. And this is something you're probably going to want to bookmark, but the way these things link together will blow your mind, and there's no coincidences. These things tie together like a ball of spaghetti. Like, I don't even know how to explain that, but everything else.
And that's why I believe everything that she's saying. Because why is Usher mom so upset and all these other people if what this girl is saying is not facts? You know what I'm saying?
I'm sorry.
Hustling.
This shit crazy, man. Like, and that girl Ali got a whole bunch of stuff out. You know what I mean? I didn't go through all her videos. Like, I heard some of her horrendous stories or whatever. You know what I mean? But I never really got into it. The only thing that I really knew when I heard that Usher mom allegedly was threatening to sue this girl, that pissed me off because I heard just a little bit of what this girl was saying. And I'm like, why would you want to try to sue this girl when she was a whole victim? And she said your son was a victim too, and he took Justin Bieber down there. You know what I'm saying? Because of him being a victim. A victim, you got victims that become predators. You know, and that's what happened to your son. You know what I'm saying? That's just the bottom line. Your son started doing the same type of shit that Diddy was doing. You know what I mean? And Justin Bieber started doing some wild shit himself. All because of what they was being taught to do. Like, this shit is crazy.
Asking the right questions. Who is trafficking these children. Where are they getting these kids from? When Diddy's house was being raided, the neighbor drove by and said, yeah, they bust kids in at 3 a.m. How are they busting kids in? Where would you go to get a busload of kids?
Look, she keep pausing.
Names. You wouldn't even know them, no, because CPS covered them up. Those names are what's important. Until it matters to somebody that is personal. Well, it matters. What are you going to do? What changes are you going to make in your life? You going to keep idolizing these people? You going to keep supporting them with your money? You going to go watch their trafficking movie, even though the traffickers are funding the movie, and it was about a fictional trafficking situation when you could have just talked to any survivor and they would have given you more information. Like, everybody needs a come to Jesus meeting. Everybody needs a reality check with their life. Things are not what they seem. You're either gonna keep going down that road and keep your head in the sand, or you're gonna get shaken to your very core, and find that righteous indignation deep inside and say, this is enough. These children are on our watch. There are children still being harmed and hurt and brutalized and have animals turned on them sexually and are having their face rubbed in their own vomit if they get sick. They're being beat if they start their period. You don't understand what they're doing. But that's on our watch. That's on my watch and that's on your watch. So it's up to us. What are we going to do about it? Are we going to continue to allow it? Or are we going to start holding people accountable? Are we going to hold people's feet to the fire and say, this is enough, this is not going to happen anymore? Everybody, when I was younger, they let it happen. When I went into foster care, nobody did anything. Nobody called to check. I was missing for a year from CPS custody. I ran away and made a choice myself when I was auctioned to Russia. I was like, that's enough. They're gonna kill me. I tried to tell my social worker, it's still in paperwork. I called the supervisor. We called ombudsman. They're going to kill me. Can y'all help me? You keep talking, we'll ship you to Arizona and nobody will ever find you. I said, all right. Make a choice myself.
Wow. So if you keep talking and wanting to speak out as a kid, they was threatening to send this girl to Arizona, send her to different countries, all kinds of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just wow, man. My prayers go out to Ali, Carter, and the rest of the victims. And Usher, mom, you need to go somewhere and sit down. You know what I'm saying? Because all of the parents that was dropping these kids off to this sick ass industry, y'all are just as responsible as these sick individuals that did stuff to them and traumatized them and messed them all up. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are just as guilty. And y'all should be hauled off in jail. Y'all should have a cell right next to Diddy Glover's freak off dungeon, right next to what's that dude again, sweetheart? The
Epstein?
no, what's the other dude?
The Epstein.
Abercrombie and Fitch.
Yeah, Michael, I think. Is it
Abercrombie and Fitch?
Is it Jeffries? Mike Jeffries.
All right, I'm looking right at you too.
Oh, Michael Jeffries, Mike Jeffries.
From the Abercrombie and Fitch.
Yeah, the ex-CEO.
So he should be in. They should be in jail with him and Diddy and the rest of them.
They need to be in the dungeon. They need to be put under the prison, under the jail, in one of the tunnels, and fill it halfway with water, and let them stay in there until it's their time to go see the man.
Wow. So she's saying that they need to fill them, put these predators in a. Wow.
Absolutely.
I don't see nothing wrong with that.
Absolutely, baby.
Pure survival, man. Salute to everybody, man. Stay tuned. Like and subscribe. Share this video. We are surviving the industry, and I'm going to keep bringing it to y'all. And we must stand with our victims during survival.